Hello, Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs, back with more Path of Exile, back with learning Path of Exile. I have had a little time to run another character, just sort of having fun on my own. This is exactly where we left her. Um, Picked up some stuff in my other run, at least one of which seems might be useful. So I want to go over a couple things first, namely that, which is the Crown of Thorns here, the Vine Circlet. That doesn't, I mean, probably missing something. I like the energy shield increase, the reflect damage. As I understand pain attunement, that means as I lose health, I gain in spell power, which seems iffy to me. Like, the object of this run should not be losing health. That seems kind of sketchy. I'm sure there's a use case for that, but still, I think it's better than what we've got here. So I am going to plug this thing in, and I may be, obviously missing some key understanding of what makes this amazing. Feel free to kind of clue me into that. Also pick this up, not particularly useful for us, but maybe for another run. Relentless Fury. I would like to replace this. I think it's getting old, but I think right now the gems are more important. Having that melee splash support. Can I use that still? Yeah, right. That's working. Yeah, I can't use it at the next level because I won't have enough strength. That's what that's saying. Okay. Melee splash support, minion damage attached to Raging Spirit, I think is worth it to keep this in place for now, even though I think the wand itself is, I'm not getting the spell damage off it. It's pretty, it's kind of tiny. I'm really interested in getting potentially this on a weapon, I think. Minion deals increased damage. Obviously, this would be much better if I had an upgraded version of it, and in fact, I do. Never mind. So maybe this level 3 one onto a weapon. But I'm not going to just switch one out right away for no good reason. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. And we've got a decent bonuses over here. What else? Let's make sure we've got our highest level flasks. That's a grand. That's a giant. Let's move this to the giant, right? 640 against 830. And this one can come back in here. Good. So I'm also aiming like the next, I don't know, is the next skill I want maybe Raise Spectre, since I do have the bonus to it, which we get, as I understand it, after General, whatever his name is. I think Gravicus, maybe? Grievous is just stuck in my head. Like, General Grievous is just stuck in my head. That's really sad. Oh, and we got a bunch of silver coins that I didn't use on my other character. Any silver coin that dropped. I hit two of these lock boxes or whatever they are, that each one dropped like 3 or 4 of these things. So let's get some prophecies going. Rogue Exile with rare items. Nope, don't seal. Seek. Destroy a group of 7 powerful undead. Rogue Exile Warband. Fall Orb. Maybe one more for now. Outdoor location flooded with frogs. Flogs? Frogs. That's the word. Alright.
Now the earth is green.
I'm getting kind of a jittery thing going on here. Maybe that'll change when I exit out. Nope, smoothed out. Okay, so we need to head into the sewers. Let's get our stuff. We will get Herald of Thunder, Clarity, Purity of Elements. Doesn't leave us a ton, but then again, I don't think we need a ton. Is that right? Well, we'll see how that goes. Oh, and I still keep forgetting to get the little the movement speed thing. Oh, that's scary. There we go. And we'll raise some. Nope. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to raise zombies. There we go. How many do I have of these now? 4? I guess, well, I think I killed all the things. Alright. Get some more zombies. I can only do 4, right? That's where I'm at right now. Confirmed. Okay. Into the sewers. I was thinking about it. One of the interesting things that I'm realizing I've been doing, somebody mentioned, and thank you for doing so, about not focusing, like, physical damage isn't going to do me any good right now, which is a great point. I'm very used to, I realize, and need to deprogram from the other games I've played, where a game like Diablo 3, to be very specific on the matter, like, damage is just kind of damage, and you can be standing there as a wizard wearing, like, maybe not a bow, but an axe or something like that, and you're casting spells, and how much damage your weapon does significantly impacts it. You're not even thinking about things in a separate way like that, which, to be fair, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I kind of like that this game... Oh, boom. Oh, don't stand in the bad. Face some zombies. Don't stand in the bad. Raise some things. Good grief. Yeah. Love the noise. So anyway, you know, that's something I'm deprogramming from. I'm not used to this idea that all damage is basically the same. If it says damage, then it's good. Wait, I didn't get... There's like a stash in here, right? There's a thing I want to get, and I don't remember if it's a side quest or a main quest. Is it this platinum bust thing? I don't even remember where that is. So at this point, I'm assuming, I think, relatively confirmed that my main damage dealer is now these skulls. Angry skulls are my main damage dealer, which I kind of like. Like, I know I was complaining about it a bit last time, which, and again, complaining, super the wrong word. Just kind of getting used to it. But I do like it. I do also kind of like this. I mean, this is getting down to the core of what I was wanting when I first talked about this build, which is getting back to that sort of old school Diablo 2 Necromancer feel. It's not obviously exactly the same, or even really all that close to the same, but as far as just sort of the way it feels, the way it plays, that sense of just sort of managing this army of undead and dangerous things rather than, you know, casting and slinging a lot of spells like a, you know, like a classic sort of wizard model. It's getting to the heart of that, and I do like. I think, yeah, I do like that. And I think it's been good having this additional side character I was telling you about, because that's a much more dynamic character. It's eventually actually going to be a totem build. I got it off of somebody who seems to have a decent amount of credibility on YouTube, and he had this cool build. And it's, I mean, this feels super powerful as I've been playing it. But it kind of starts early on with... Cleave? I can't remember. No, Sunder. Sunder is sort of a main skill for it, and I really like Sunder. But why am I doing nothing? Why am I standing perfectly still? I did something wrong. I can't do anything. Okay, there we go. Is that a lag spike, maybe? That was weird. Grab this thing. It's like I overloaded it. Oh.
Powerful soldiers of a forgotten time reunite and march once again.
Okay, they sure did. What was I talking about before I got really distracted by being paralyzed? I don't recall. I was in the middle of a thing. And then I just got paralyzed. It'll come up again. I'll remember it. Oh, side character. Yes. So, this side character, it's using Sunder. Got just this gigantic axe, just kind of leaping around, smashing the ground kind of character, which is obviously totally different than this. Also super fun. I'm really enjoying that character too. I don't think it's going to replace this one, but it's nice having two different kind of approaches and builds that I can work on that feel very different, which again kind of gets to the heart of the thing I really am liking about Path of Exile, which is again understanding that it's a facsimile to some degree of diversity. And like any game like this, there are certain standards and certain sort of expectations, and there's clear ways to create good synergies among your skills. But I feel like this game has a flexibility and a desire. Oh, yeah, love that sound. Silver coins, so good. Oh my god, it makes my day every time. I don't know why, it just does. It's like I played EverQuest way back. The sound of leveling at EverQuest is, I mean, it was so rare, and it felt so significant, and it just had a weight to it, a heftiness to that sound. Where I could, like, you could just, I should make that like my ringtone or something on my phone, because that sound just, like, that just makes me happy every time. It's like this moment where you're like, yeah, I'm the best EverQuest player in the whole world. Check it out. I leveled up. And for just a moment, you can almost believe it. One thing I was running on my other build that wasn't necessarily part of the build, but I kind of liked, is, nope, don't zoom in. I need to get skills off my middle mouse button. I'm not great managing middle mouse buttons. I always end up zooming in unintentionally. Anyway, that sound, yeah. Certain weighty sounds either in game, and I realized that sound's not actually in the game. It's or maybe it is. It's just being leveraged that way, but it's the loot filter that's popping that off. But a great sound in the game, one that just makes you feel like you did something, is it cannot be denied. It is just, that's a great thing. Love a great sound. One of the other things I was thinking about that I feel like separates this game and really good ARPG games, and possibly even just good RPGs in general, and it's something that Diablo 3, again, in a particular way, moved away from, and I think to that game's detriment, is this sense of really having something you can apply every time you level. Speaking of which, am I still fighting? No, I'm not. Good. So this, one of the things I love about this tree, not just how big it is, but how it really kind of, it drives you to add something every time, to do something with your points every time. What do I want to do? I forget. I want to go this way. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go. Down here. So we'll go to this intelligence right here. It gives you something to do every time you level. Grim Dawn does this as well, not just in, and even a little more, not just in applying its, go get them, boys. Not just applying the skill, but also sort of even a more classic style of applying some particular attribute points. You know, string, I forget what they're called in there, but essentially they're like strength, magic, and damage, something like that. I forget what they're called, but they break down to basic concepts that are pretty familiar for anybody who's been doing this a while. I think that's so important because Diablo 3, one of the things that always bugged me, not always, because, well, sort of always, but it actually got worse as the game went on. And by when game went on, I mean over the years as they've done, adjustments and changes. Is you would hit levels, and unless you had one of your skills that you wanted to change, the kind of adjustment of that skill. If you haven't played Diablo 3, when you gain levels, you gain access to spells and skills sort of automatically. But it's not just the spells and skills. Each spell, there's only a certain number of spells out there for each class, and it's sizable but not gigantic. But as you gain levels, you gain access to different sort of manifestations of that. So you might have a damage spell or something like that that normally deals fire damage, but you might get a version level up and now have access to a version that stuns on hit as well, or a version that increases your health or armor every time you do damage. Different things, right? So the concept being that never need more mana. Always have enough mana. There we go. So the concept being that these skills are sort of fundamental, but the way they interact with the world changes based on what you choose. And of course, later on, as you get weapons and sets and stuff like that, they can also make some changes to the way those things work. Which is fine. Which I don't mind at all as a core concept. I think it's actually pretty creative and clever. So having your fireball, but do you have the version of the fireball that adds defense every time you hit, or do you have the version that does a lot more splash damage or whatever? I mean, these are not the actual way these work in the game. I'm just kind of trying to give an example, but. The problem is sometimes you will find exactly that version of that spell you want. It may only be like level 10. And so you'll have a level and you'll be like, well, there's nothing for me to do. This is the version of the spell I'll be using in this game. So you'll, hit level 50 or something like that. And you'll be like, well, there's really nothing for me to do. There's no skills to level up. There's, no attributes to change. It's not the way this game works, which I think kind of that's a miss. Again, it doesn't break the game, and while I know there are many people who are critical, I think to each their own. I really need that flame dash of Diablo 3. I have a great affection for the game. Absolutely love it. I'm glad for the time I've spent playing it, and will continue to spend periodically. Certainly, I like its season play. I like, though I wish, I like that, Path of Exile here adds these sort of modifier things, like Essence League, instead of it just being a season. There's like, okay, in this season, here's how the game will be a little different, which is super cool. But at its heart, still a game I absolutely love. Which is not to say it's not a flawed game. It's a deeply, deeply flawed game. But that doesn't always mean,
Too much clutter.
too much planet. All right, fine. Is there really too much clutter? You're really just incapable. Well, okay. Bad things are out there. Oh, yeah, one of those things. Let's make some room. Pick up both of these now. We'll go back in soon. Soon enough. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, note to self. Next trip to town, get... so next time I find a waypoint, get my flame dash thing. There's no reason for me to be walking around this slow. This is just forgetfully dumb. So, back to the point at hand. I think the problem I have with it is, like I say, there's a fundamental joy and kind of excitement about this idea of leveling up. Like that's sort of the point of these games a lot of time. And, loot's the point as well. There are any number of different points of the game, but this idea of growing your character and having some result come off of that growth feels to me like a basic concept. And without yes. Oh, so good. I'm going to come back to that in a second. And I like that about Path of Exile. I like that about Grim Dawn. And I think that's missing to a degree in Diablo 3, this sense of you've done something, you've accomplished something. And Diablo 3 is just sort of like, you leveled up. Keep going. I guess you did fine. Oh, that can't be good. That super can't be good. That thing is scary now. Please don't kill me. Don't all my minions die? Don't you die on me. Okay. Phew. And nothing. Got basically nothing out of that. So I'm saving these stone hammers. No, I'm not saving that one. I'm on a roll. I don't want to stop right now. Do inventory management. Okay, so again, while we're on the topic of things I like and things I don't, I get the idea of sort of the old school model for a game. Of course, Diablo 2 had a ton of inventory management, and you only had limited space. I realize that's I find it tedious. That's where this is going. I find inventory management tedious. I do not necessarily. If I could change, I don't know that I would actually change it. So, if I had one thing that I wish just kind of wasn't the case, it would probably be the way inventory management is handled in Path of Exile. At the same time, there's this interesting thing, and I think it goes back to what I was saying a moment ago about Diablo 3 being a deeply flawed game, but one I still have a great affection for. I feel like there are games that I enjoy in part because of these sometimes. Oh, ow. I really, really have got to get better about checking those before I just do them. Ooh, nice. So there are games, like almost every game that I really, really like has some design choice in it that feels annoying, or I don't necessarily enjoy quite so much, and yet often I would not change those things because I feel like they sort of define what that game is as well. Right? There's Path of Exile, Diablo 2. Let's go with Diablo 2 for a second. Diablo 2 has a ton of things. Okay, I've really got to go back. I have no choice. Has a ton of things it does that simply are out of date now. It has a difficulty. I mean, it's not incredibly difficult, don't get me wrong, but it has a difficulty curve. That's kind of sizable. Let's see. I should identify these things first. Oop. Let's see. What do I want to sell? But those things sort of become the definition of the game. They're the way you distinguish that game from other games. That is, the inventory management and the sort of complexities of Path of Exile are what makes it. It gives it an identity, and that identity can be more important than the quality of life component. There's something about little hardships here and there that make a thing worth doing, and that I kind of like, even when I don't like it, even when I'm sitting there kind of hating the moment where it's like, now I have to go back to town and mess with all this inventory stuff. And maybe this is something Diablo 3 does wrong, which is it gets really comfortable kind of saying, okay, whatever sort of, quality of life things we can do, we will just change those. We'll just make the game easier. World of Warcraft's sort of the same way. We'll just make those things easier. You won't have to worry about them, and then everybody will be happy. And in the moment, yeah, I am happy. That is a thing that, oh, great, now I don't have to deal with this inventory system anymore. 7 silver coins. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yet, you walk away, and it's easy to kind of feel perhaps a little... I don't know. A little like you've lost something in the trade. Like, yes, you got an easier experience, but now the game isn't exactly it's lost some texture, some quality that separated it and made it its own, and that's not always a good thing. It's in fact, I think those moments where you've lost something, it can definitely be an undesirable thing. Um, Even though maybe the game is easier, even though maybe the game, I'm gonna be smart this time. Oh nope, I didn't be smart. I pressed the wrong button. Didn't be smart. First day with the new language.
They flee from the
Good
eyes of
grief.
warrior,
Okay, what's happening?
toting gold from
Hit C,
head to toe.
so I can see stuff again. Alright, go kill him. Get them my skulls. Nope. Alright, this must be a bunch of the exiles, yeah.
One like you roams the land.
Okay.
But they are just the first of many.
Alright, what all do we got here? We got a jewel. Nice. We got a bunch of amulets and a bunch of amulets. Great. Let's pick these up. Pick that up. Pick that up. Pick that up. Pick that up. And no. It's a 4-link. Might be worth holding on to. You can tell me if I'm crazy, but a 4-link just sort of by definition seems like something worth grabbing and picking up. All right, I'm going to leave the rest for now. Okay. So yeah, I don't necessarily want to spend all my time dealing with the constant clutter. And yet at the same time, I can kind of come to terms with the fact, well, that's Path of Exile. That's what makes Path of Exile Path of Exile. And I guess you could say the same thing on the flip side for my complaint about, Diablo, and it's not having a regular sort of leveling mechanic. And yet, no, I can't give it that one for some reason. I'm just not as willing to kind of sacrifice that because it feels less like a design decision that is sort of an identity of the game and more like one of those things that was just sort of traded in for simplicity's sake. And I don't know, maybe that's to say that the identity of the game is one that's just sort of based on, not doing side stuff just for the sake of it, trying to focus as much as possible of the time and the energy and the effort on the clicking, which, to be fair, is exactly what Diablo does. It's all about them clicks. I would really like to find a waypoint. It feels like it's been too long since I've had one of those. And then I think we'll take a break. So, I don't know, I've been kind of thinking a lot about these games and what sets them apart lately. It's just one of those things I'm kind of interested in because, for as similar as all these ARPGs are, they have a lot of definition to them, a lot of things that make it feel like the game that it is. Path of Exile being certainly no exception. I already have that. I don't want another one of those. I don't think. Oh, just give me a waypoint. What is this? Oh, is this the Battlegrounds or whatever? Yeah, the Battlefront. Solaris Temple is not in the Battlefront. Come on. Bunch of zombies. Nice. And also this is another thing that makes Path of Exile feel very Path of Exile, the sort of hunt for the waypoint. The big night. I was complaining a lot last couple episodes with the sort of big sprawling wandering maps. And yay! And yet, like, there's that moment when it all comes together, where you figure it out, where you find the thing you're looking for, and it was worth it. It's worth it because there was a little bit of a struggle is too big, right? There's particularly, I'm
Watch
sure, for
yourself.
those of you who have been playing this game forever, the idea of some of these things
Be
being
careful.
um, anything other than just totally normal is probably almost laughable. Um, but at the same time, I think the fact that they become laughable, that you become so comfortable with them, that you have sort of overcome that thing, is its credit. Is to its credit. Energy shield, is this better? Armor, strength armor aren't going to do me much. Cold, no, that's not better. 26 intelligence, plus 10 to all attributes, plus 20 to intelligence. Armor, let's see, cold damage, cast speed's nice. Mana regen is nice, rarity is nice. Well, I kind of like this better. Yeah, I'm going to throw this one in there. No, I'm not. For some reason, I'm not. Why am I not? Oh, because I'm in this cell screen. So let's just, I can't even move stuff. Why can't I move, why can't I do stuff in the cell screen? Well, we'll plop all these things in there. This. 12 to strength, 17 to intelligence, 12 to intelligence. Armor and energy shield, maximum life. Yeah, I think all things being considered, this is going to... Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't do anything in this stupid screen. Nope, that's the wrong one. This is the one I want. Right? Yep. And this is what I want up here. And what do we have? We have Herald of Thunder, Purity of Elements, Firestorm. We don't need... I'm not using Firestorm at all. Which is probably good, because it does not look like I'm going to be able to use it. Purity of Elements is staying. Firestorm can grab some bench. Nobody needs you right now. Firestorm. Okay. We can sell these now. Yeah? Just gonna do it. It's fine.
Stay
Perfect.
out of the shadows.
And now we go put in a bunch... I've got to chill out on these rings. There is no reason to be setting aside this many rings. I mean, there might be, but I'm guessing there's not. Okay, put those away. Put this stuff away. With Purity of Lightning. Oh, it's another buff. Summon Raging Spirit. Firestorm. It's good to just set these aside, I think. Got a couple of jewels down here. Put these in, put that in. That, and what is this one? Nope. 3. All right. I think we're going to take a break there for this episode. Thank you, as always, for joining me for Path of Exile. In the next episode, hopefully we will kind of go track down the Gemling King? Nope, Gemling Queen. Don't think we'll make the Purity next episode. Who knows? Might just start rushing through. And then at some point soon, we'll start getting some Spectres up, and we'll hopefully just kind of start plowing through some content. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I will see you soon.